Alright guys, so I'm trying to replace the inner shift boot on a 98 Cherokee XJ, and I'm not quite liking that it's not sealing right. When you set it down, it would have air either going in or out through here, the corner here, here, and here. So what I'm gonna do is remove this part here, and because I originally cleaned up the original rubber holder, or the inner boot holder, I cleaned it all up. I'm gonna trim this, put it in between these two and sandwich it, and let's see how it goes. So I've made several cuts on it and I'm almost done with it, and you can see that I got a little close there, and there it's getting pretty close. I still need to cut slightly more on that side, show a little metal, and that's gonna be it. I think this is as close as it's gonna get. It's pretty close. Now it's just sandwiching it under, and we'll probably end up calling it good. Keep in mind that this part is gonna squish in a little bit, and then this part is gonna squish in inside. And also, as you're cutting it, make sure you put at least a couple of screws in so that it doesn't move on you and you don't end up having it lopsided, and you can get it as close to that a retainer as possible. You can put at least 2 of the screws in and make the holes with a drill or something where you don't damage the threads under, because you don't want to do that. So I used a soldering iron, or I'm using a soldering iron to find the holes. It only takes a couple of seconds, and that's it. So here's the rubber, already trimmed completely to size. I think it's looking pretty good. And you can also see the holes that I did with the soldering iron already. They're all ready to go. And do keep in mind that there's a couple of holes here, a couple of holes there, and a couple of holes here that were from the staples that you might want to plug with a little bit of glue or silicone or whatever. And also, here's the cover plate that I already primed and painted to try to keep away rust. And if you're curious, this is how it relates to the one that came with it, so that you can see size-wise how it compares. So it's really close, as you can see, and you probably can just screw it on without this plate, screw it on over there, and it would probably work fine. It's just I didn't like it because of the corners. It would let air in. So if you put a little bit of material there, sponge or whatever, then that could solve your problem as far as going through too much trouble as I did. Also keep in mind that this cover does have a way it goes in, and what I did was I made, and I don't know if you can see, a couple of marks right there with a grinder so that I know which way it faced up. But it also has a marking there. It has an MR right there that you can use to show you that it goes up, so keep that in mind. You can't flip it this way, it won't fit, and you also can't flip it this way because it won't fit. It only fits one way, which is this way. All right, there it is. I think I got it done, and I think it's looking pretty good. See how the plate just fits on top of it? I also already cut little pieces of rubber and wedge them in the holes there and there, and I think there was one right there, and hopefully it holds. If not, I'll end up putting some silicone. And also, when you put the zip tie on the little neck there, make sure a little bit of rubber sticks out, because if you put it too close to the edge, I think if it will fail anywhere, it'll probably fail there. So it was a little struggle trying to get some of that rubber to stick up because there's not enough room. So try your best to hold it and try to get the zip tie a little bit lower, because there really isn't a whole lot of room. But good luck in trying to get it that way. Like I said, if it was to fail anywhere, I think it would fail right there, where it would just slip out and then air would start coming back in. But there it is. Hopefully it helps some of you guys, because this part isn't sold anymore and you can get it on eBay.